are expecting Neil to go down the inside, a bit like Rodders did there on Keith. Rodders sees a gap and he goes for it. And then meanwhile, Vince has passed Jamo. He's alongside Jamo. Jamo's going back through on the inside. Vince is on the outside. The end of the Conrad straight into the little king here. Watch out, boys, side by side, 150 miles an hour. Into the braking zone, almost contact. As we go into the corner, Rodders trying to go around the outside. Seat 1 gets the inside and gets the job done, but Rodders was not giving that up without a fight. It's 5 cars for second place. This is incredible into the hairpin. This is going to end in tears. But back to the leaders side by side for Rodders and Seat down towards the last corner. Here we go. Group C from Brands Hatch, and this is race 1. Hi everyone, and welcome back to LPB Racing for yet another race in the Group C Championship on GTSPORT. This is round 6, race 1 of the LPB Group C Championship at Brands Hatch Grand Prix circuit. So what would normally be quite a fast flowing circuit for a lot of series, it's going to be quite a tight and technical one for these cars. So lots of downforce required, lots of cornering required. So we'll have to see how things go in this one. So here we go, onto the grid. Everyone on the soft tyres, unsurprisingly, with the tight nature of Brands Hatch. And it's TY on pole position because he's weight free after his disconnect from last time at Bathurst. So TY is on pole position for this one, with Callum alongside second on the grid. Even with the disconnect last time, he's still second in the championship, so he's on second place weight on 120 kilos in second. Neil Farmack is third. He's third in the championship on 80 kilos. Then we've got Seat 1 in fourth, with Bidster in fifth. He's carrying full weight on this one. He's carrying maximum ballast in this one, so fifth place, not too bad on the grid for him. Then we've got Rodders in sixth. Seventh is Keith. Then we've got Video in 8th in the other Jaguar. Then we've got both Saubers at the back this time. So both Saubers have made it for this one, with Will and Red Bull near the back in 9th and 10th. So let's go for the start on this one then. This should be quite an entertaining race, this one, guys. Fast flowing track, flowing track, but technical for these cars. So TY on pole, weight free, remember. Most of the cars rounding with weight. As we get ready for the start, and off we go. Keith gets a horrible start. He gets really left at the back, and he's at the back of the grid already. Into the first corner. Neil's trying to come alongside Callum. Bidster's poking his nose up the inside of Rodders as they go through turn 1 already, and down towards Druids. It's Neil Farmack on the inside of Callum. He's having a look, but no, can't get through. Bidster keeps it tight to the inside to try and get past Rodders. Down out of Druids down to Graham Hill Bend, and Rodders and Bidster almost contact. Bidster trying to hold his own around the outside, trying to go around the outside of Graham Hill Bend. He's mad as we go down towards the left-hander at McLaren, round McLaren, and it's still side by side for Bidster and Rodders. They will not leave each other alone, and we've only been in this race about 30 seconds. This is incredible. Down the hill, Keith and Will side by side further back, but Bids and Rodders together into Hawthorne at the bottom of the hill, and it's Rodders who takes advantage. So into Westfield we go. We've got two Jaguars together, Video and Seat close together. Keith's up into 8th, he's ahead of Will, and Red Bull's gone back down to 10th, so something's happened there. Into Sheen Curve, or the old Dingledale Curve it used to be called, as Will goes off in the background. Right off into the gravel goes Will, and there goes his teammate in the second Sauber. So Will not really getting used to this one very quickly, but he needs to. He's going to lose pace otherwise. Meanwhile, TY's already got a massive lead. That's a good couple of seconds lead already over Callum. Well, maybe a second and a half. But he's got a lead over Callum. Neil in third. Rodders and Bidster still together in 4th and 5th places. Bidster a bit wide there, but he's okay. Into the corner. Carries so much speed into the corner and hits the back of Rodders. Hits Rodders, and Seat 1 goes through, so a bit late on the brakes there for Bids, but luckily they all survive, and he defends from Seat 1 down the hill. So I think Bids are just getting used to the brakes on that car with full weight on in race tyres. So in through the left-hander, up the hill. Onto the power, down the straight, down towards Hawthorne. Seat 1 will close up here, but again the Jaguar cannot use its top speed around this circuit. It's actually got quite a good level of grip, which I'm surprised at, because the Jaguar shouldn't really theoretically be any good round here with that Le Mans body kit on it. As Rodders goes off and almost sideswipes the whole field. Oh man, goes wide out of Westfield, clips the gravel, and the rest is history. So Rodders back to 8th place, and he's still doing more rallycross, and he's spun He's lost complete control of that car. He's lost his rhythm. He's lost everything. He's even put foam marker boards on the racing line. But he's back into 10th now, and he needs to gather himself up, because otherwise he'll lose even more time. So, dramatic stuff. Then if we start lap 3 already of 31 laps here at Brands Hatch, because it is quite a short circuit for these cars. As Seat 1 goes round the outside of Bidster up towards Druids. Side by side, Seek on the outside, Bids on the inside. And Bids holds his own on the inside, hugging that curb, making sure that he takes the tightest line possible to make sure Seek can't get past. And Video goes on the grass in the background. Keith's trying to close up as well. So Keith in the second Nissan trying to do something here. The hill following the 2 Jaguars and the Mazda in front of him. Meanwhile, there's Neil in 3rd place. Got TY and Callum further ahead, but the main battle on track is the battle for 4th. Bidster with a line of cars behind him. The weight obviously having an effect round here, because Bidster's running wide. He's not got the pace of the cars out front. But having said that, Callum is running the weight very well. He's on 2nd place weight. He's on 120 kilos, and he's running that like he's in his sleep. Neil Farnack's on 80 kilos. He's not doing too bad, but Bidster on the full 160. He's struggling here. He's trying to get some kind of pace down, but Seat 1 and Video are just keeping with him. So over the line goes TY, and onto another lap. So 1:13.7 for TY. That was on the 2nd lap already. As we go through the first corner, through Paddock Hill Bend, Callum out using all the curb. Oh, Neil! Neil there, and Bidster's got quite a few cars behind him still. Those Jaguars still not leaving him alone as he slides his way into Druids, and both Jaguars stick to the racing line. Bidster just looking like he's getting a bit ragged in that car. Maybe the weight not helping the balance of the car. Tyres look alright, fuel looks alright, so it might just be the weight taking its toll. It might just not help the balance of the car. Might make it a bit tail heavy. We'll have to see as we go through the race. But down the hill we go, and further back we've got Video and Keith together. Video and Keith together as Seat 1 has a look at Bids through there, but no way through. Bids a little bit wide out of that corner, but again gets away with it. Using all the room out of Westfield as well. Into Sheen Curve, as they go out of Sheen Curve, Seat 1 still right on the back of him here. Out of the corner we go. Bidster then goes wide. Seat 1 goes to the outside, and well, outside for this next corner, but goes straight through on Bidster and takes 4th place. Now can Bid stay with him as Keith has passed Video, and Video's looking for a way back past Keith, but Bids cannot get back up to Seat 1. He's got to just fold and stay behind now, as Keith's up to 6th place as well. So Keith getting the hang of the Nissan and moves up into 6th, 7th for Video. Got Red Bull in 8th, Will 9th. And Rod is in 10th. Rod is trying to find some kind of pace back to try and get up where he was. And meanwhile, Neil Farmack is losing Callum and TY, and he's slowly going in back into the hands of Seat 1. So last lap times, 1:16.2 for Neil Farmack, a 1:15.5 for Seek, and a 16.3 for Bid. So they're both Mazdas struggling. Obviously, remember, they've got weight on. The Jaguars are weight-free in this. So the Jaguars, even though they've not got the aero or the downforce or the grip, as Bidster runs wide onto the grass, but luckily gets away with it. But yeah, in real life, that aero kit would not be any good round here on Seat 1's car. But with how the balance of performances on this game, and it sort of puts short circuit downforce on a long distance downforce car, which is really weird, because it's got a little stubby wing like that, and it's the same rough downforce as having the massive one on the back of Callum's car. So yeah, it's really weird, but it works. So there we are, Gran Turismo logic. But there we go. Seat 1 then looking like he's going to prepare a move on Neil Farmack, but Neil now goes into defence mode. He's starting to move the car off the racing line into the corners, just to try and make it a little bit harder for Seat 1 to try and find a way through. So, but with defence comes tyre wear, and there, as you can see, the tyre wear difference as we go looking at Neil Farmack. Now we're going to switch to Seat 1, watch the tyre graphic now. So, slight better front tyres for Seat 1, and that's all it takes. Tyre wear is very important in this as well, and so's kicking up dust apparently, because Seat 1 does a lot of that as they go down together, down towards the bottom of Hawthorne. Seat to the inside, no way through there. Just thought he'd show his nose and put him off, and it does work on the outside of the corner, but he needed to put him off on the way in. As we go through Westfield, down the hill towards Sheen, still together as you go into Sheen. Both cars using all the track. This track quite narrow for these cars, really. But still doing a good job as we've got a spinner further back. It's Video. Video in the second Jaguar spun round out of Westfield. So Westfield claims another victim. Claimed Rodders at first, and now it's claimed Video. Who will be next? Who will make it? Who will make it 3? But TY in the lead, 15-6, 15-6, 15-5. Whoa, that's brilliant lap time in there from TY. Consistent as hell. Same with Callum to a degree, but just not as quick. Then we've got Seat 1 ahead of Neil Farmack now. He's ahead of Neil Farmack, so yeah, ahead of Neil Farmack now. So he's found a way through. There we go out of the corner. Neil Farmack tries to keep up with him as Bidster then. He's in 5th on his own now because he's got no more Video around him. But Keith is closing up in the Nissan. Finally, he's got some pace. He's into the 15.9s. So looks like the Nissan is coming alive here for Keith. That could be a threat later on as we look back. Red Bull's had a spin. So he's down to 9th place now. He was in 8th or 7th, so he was a bit further up as he gets ragged out the corner. The front tyres on that car are dead. How he's destroying the tyres that much, I don't know. Because if you look at Rodders' tyres, then look back to Red Bull. That is some definite tyre wear for Red Bull on his car, so not good news for there. So further ahead then. Bidster is back past Seat 1. Bidster's past Seat back. So Bidster's passed him back. We missed those few overtakes, but I'm sure we'll get them in the mid-race distance replays. So Seat 1 then getting on the power, trying to catch up to the back of that Mazda. He is doing. Will he go for the move into Paddock Hill? Bidster does not bother defending into the first corner, and Seat 1's up the inside. Bidster tries to hold the outside. There's contact as we go through the corner, but we're okay. As we go up to up the top of the hill, Bidster comes back around the outside, and Seat just holds on. I was listening to the engine notes there, and looks like both cars were committed onto the power, and Seat 1 gains the place back. So battling like it's a sprint race. Good to see as we see Rodders and Will together. Rodders is into 7th ahead of Will. So Rodders back up and trying to catch up. But meanwhile, Neil Farmack is going backwards and backwards and backwards in this. He's going back towards Seek. He's lost Callum for good now. And he's now going back into the hands of Seat 1, his teammate Bidster and Keith. So this could be a little battle that's developing here. So obviously Neil working his tyres a bit harder. So a check compared to his teammate. Yeah, Bidster's got more weight on it, he's got better tyres. So Neil Farmack scrubbing his tyres as he makes a mistake, and Seat 1 takes advantage. Neil Farmack makes a mistake out of the corner and Seat 1 takes advantage, and Bidster has to wait behind his teammate. So Bidster has to wait behind his teammate, and he gives him a little nudge to help him. Neil's in the pits. Neil's in the pits, so obviously tyres are dead, not feeling the love for the tyres anymore. So Neil then the first one to make a pit stop in this race. So that could be vital for the race later on, to see what his strategy is. As he comes out of the pits there, as Rodders and Will come round, Neil comes out of the pits and Branzax throws you right out onto almost the racing line, and it slots right in the middle of Rodders and Will as Red Bull's in. And Video as well, so they're both in from further back, so the tyre's just starting to go off for them. Bidster's tyre's looking a bit worse for wear as well, so he's got Keith closing up to the back of him. Keith last time 18.2, 18.5 for Bidster, so tyre's definitely going off here. Let's have a look up front. Oh, TY's tyres are fine. He's still in the 15.8s. He's got something round here that no one else has. He goes onto the grass a bit there. And we catch TY at a very rare moment there. The reigning champion of the last championship that we did, which was the Mazdas. He's the reigning champion of that, and he carries the number 1. That was a very scary moment there for TY. I don't think he plans on making too many of them. As Callum tries to catch up to last lap time, 1:17.1, 17.0 for Callum. So Callum's tyres are going off, and it's not helping him there. Seat 1 across the line, 16.1 for him, and now we've got Keith going across the line, 17.7, and Bidster's in. Bidster's in the pits, and no fuel for Bids. Straight in, straight out. No fuel as he comes out. Oh, come on, cameras. As he comes out of the pits, Neil Farmack goes through, and he sticks with his teammate Will. Then he's on the inside of Rodders, and was that contact in the background? Yes, it was, because Will is slowing down. He hit Rodders, and he hit him off the track, and Rodders then goes around Will, who's on the grass, letting him through, and then Will rejoins behind. So obviously definite contact there, and we'll get that in the montage of replays at the half distance point. But Neil and Bidster then, both of them not bothering to put fuel in and just doing tyres only. Could that be the strategy that helps them out? Let's see if anyone else does it as well later on. So let's have a look back at video. Yeah, he did the same, no fuel, but Red Bull put fuel in. That was the difference. Red Bull put fuel in. So Red Bull hoping to maybe do the rest of the race on that tank. We'll have to see how things go here. There's Keith in fourth. There's Neil Farmack and Bids. I think Keith's gonna have to pit here if he wants to stay with it, because again, GT Sport just warping you through the pit straight to your pit box and then warping you straight out again. So unrealistic pit lane times. So yeah, it can gain an advantage by that. But Keith's in up on the jacks. The Mazdas go through, and then all of a sudden, oh look, warp is at the end of the pits. He gets on the power and he's not too far behind them. He's got fresh tyres now, so he should be able to push more, but Neil and Bids are into 4th and 5th. Will's lost it at Paddock Hill Bend, round he goes. He should have changed his tyres, he's got dead tyres. Rodders has just come into the pits and come out, and he's going to pass Will again. So yeah, that's not good, but again, with the unrealistic pit lane time, Rodders has pit stop really. He should have been coming out the pits probably around about, I would say now, if it was a realistic pit stop time, but Will there, making a mistake, and he's got dead tyres. Rodders with the fresh tyres on the inside of him into McLaren. Will gives him space, goes very wide, but Rodders doesn't want to risk it up the inside, doesn't want to risk the move, which is sensible really. So there's Neil Farmack with Bids behind, so the two Mazdas running line astern here, trying to do what they can to help each other out with the pace. As Will then is still ahead of Rodders, but running wide. Those tyres are dead. He needs to pit. There's, there you can see there, he's just gone wide and Rodders goes through, so a big mistake out of Westfield for Will, and the tyres are dead on that car. As I was just seeing a car in the pits, was that seat 1? It was seat 1 in the pits, and he's come out just in front of Neil Farmack, and the race is out now on. Neil Farmack comes up the inside, trying to take advantage of him coming out of the pits, but seat 1 holds his own around the outside of the Mazda. How can the Jaguar do that? But madness, but the seat 1 holds third. Will's in the pits now, finally giving up the ghost. He's putting a little bit of fuel in just to top her off a little bit, and out the pits he goes, and he's back and he's down to 10th, but he's not too far behind them. So a few little different races on here now. We've got seat 1 Neil and Bids together, and then if you look further back here, we've got Video and Red Bull together, the Jaguar and the Sauber, with Will closing in on him. Will's on the medium tyres, he should not be on them tyres. Will's on the medium tyres, that is not allowed. He needs to change within the lap or he'll incur a penalty. Callum's still on the same softs he was running at the start. This is madness. So Callum running a long time on these softs, and yeah, he's clearly heard me commentating, and he's gone into the pits. So Callum then into the pits from second. TY still going around on his first set of soft tyres. How is he making the tyres last this long? And we're doing the same lap times as well. Incredible. Callum's in the pits now, he's fueling up. Callum's fueling up, so unless he's fueling up now, and now he's going to let the car go light from here on out. But yes, full tank of fuel for Callum there, and he's come out behind a few people there as he comes out with Keith just behind him. So at least Keith's got something to latch onto here. He can latch onto Callum, try and get him to pull up to the others, but meanwhile, we've got Neil and Bidster still harassing seat 1, but seat 1 is not giving up this second place on his own life. He's going to try as hard as he can as they go into the uphill McLaren in down the straight now towards Hawthorne at the bottom of the hill. These cars not even getting out of 4th gear on this track. Down here, 108, just clipping 180 mile an hour and then braking immediately again into Hawthorne, 120 mile an hour around here. And here's Callum and Keith. Callum on fuel, he's got about 110 miles an hour apex speed, so a bit slower at first while the fuel's heavy. TY, will he pit? No, he's going to keep going round. TY could probably get to the halfway point and in a few laps and actually get to the end of the race if he wanted to. So yeah, TY thinking ahead and see what he can do, but very good pace from TY. I'm very impressed with this. Meanwhile, Bidster in 3rd place. He's losing time to seat 1. So he's losing time to seat 1 here as they go across the line. 1:14.9 for seat 1. Brilliant lap time from him. 1:14.9 for Seek, and it's a 1:15.8 for Bids and a 17.0 for Neil Farmack. So it's now Seek 1 second, Bids to 3rd, Neil in 4th as we go down the hill. Bids and Neil together. You'd think Neil would have the faster car with it being lighter on weight, but so far Bids has taken the helm here, trying to close up to Seek 1, but I think Seek's pulling away for definite. With a 14.9, he surely is. because he's second a lap faster than these two. Further back we've got Keith and Callum. Keith's just about losing the back of Callum here. Rodder's in 7th on his own, and we've got Video with a very feisty Red Bull behind him, and Will also. So Will is still on the medium tyres. He has not changed tyres, so he will now incur a penalty for not changing those tyres. So he will probably end up definitely being last in this race, even if he does recover positions. So yeah, because it's not allowed. It's soft and hard tyres only in this series. So obviously we can't take the medium option out, because you can only pick in between the minimum tyre and the highest tyre. So the highest tyre that we've got is the hards. That's the hardest one we've got, and the softest one is the soft. But then the medium is in the middle, as Will goes past Red Bull on track, but off track he will be not ahead of him. So Will looking like he's definitely going to be last in this race, since he's still got the medium compound on. As Bidster then and Neil through turn 2. Bidster's still in front of Neil, but I've got a feeling that Neil's got a bit more pace than Bidster at this stage of the race, so we'll have to see how they sort this out. See if they can sort it out in a few laps maybe. Keith on a 15.8 and Callum on a 15.2 there, so brilliant lap time for them two. So definitely closing on the guys ahead, and it's working. Keith's managed to stick with Callum still, and it's pulling him up the field. So good news for the Nissan driver. As he went personal best just through there as we went to Bidster there. So Bidster then in 3rd. Neil Farmer behind him in 4th, still running line astern these Mazdas, and looks like Bidster's just finally got on the pace here. Finally got on a comfortable pace, see if he can stick with it. Let's see what Seat 1's lap times are this time. So let's watch the lap times this time round, guys, and then once we've done the lap times, we will get the replays from the first half in a moment for you. So across the line we go with Seat 1, and it is a 1:15.3. And it's a 15.9 for Bidster, finally in the 15.9s again, and then it's 16.3 for Neil Farmack. So the Mazda's a bit more off the pace than the Jaguar here. Callum 15.7. Wow, Keith 14.9. Where'd that come from? Keith putting in an absolute flyer of the race, finally getting used to this Nissan, and it looks like Keith's the threatening one here. So just before we continue with this action, we will get you the replays from the first half of this race action for you now. Here's a look at the replays of the first half. Okay, here's a replay on board with Bidster, the first of the replays then. So through Paddock Bend, we'll see here now the contact between him and Rodder. So he goes wide here and then brakes, but he just lost too much speed, just carrying too much speed, hits the back of Rodder's, and then luckily they all keep continuing. The Seat 1 tries to poke his nose down the inside, but then he's on the outside for Gran Bend, and Bids holds on to 5th. Okay, here's a replay of what happened to Rodders on lap 2. So he just goes too wide into Westfield, then the slingshot, the car just loses control and he slingshots himself almost back onto the track and almost hits Seat 1. Okay, now here's a replay of what happened to Rodders then from on board with video. So he's ahead of Bidster and Seat 1. So watch, he goes into the corner, goes too wide onto the gravel, then whoa, Seat 1 has to do a massive avoiding action here from Seat 1. And then if we look further back to Red Bull's car, we'll see here as Rodders goes through Sheen, just goes too deep into the corner, off onto the grass and spins right in front of us, and then luckily rejoins further back, but without any further incident. Okay, here's a look at Seat 1's scare cam, because Rodders comes back on here and whoa, hey, almost hits us and gives Seat the heart attack of all heart attacks. Okay, here's a replay of what happened to video then on lap 6. So he comes around Hawthorne, okay, and into Westfield. Because what Rodders does, just brakes too late, understeers, hits the gravel, and round she goes, bang, hits the wall, and then he has to recover from there, and then Red Bull goes through, and he waits in the middle of the track, then sensibly just donuts the car around on the grass, and then gets going. Here's a look at Seat 1's move on Neil Farmack. So Neil Farmack just went wide at the previous corner, and Seat 1 round the outside of Clearways and passes Neil Farmack round the outside. What a move! Okay, here's a replay on board with Seat 1 to see how he lost third position on lap 7. So going into McLaren and runs too wide, braking, he's trying to get the car turned, but he just won't turn, hits the grass and sucks himself into the gravel. Neil Farmack goes through and then he rejoins, trying to get control of the car, Bidster goes through, and that's how he went down to 5th. Okay, here's a replay of the Will and Rodders incident then on lap 9. So down the straight we go, Will's behind Rodders here. Now watch Will's car as we go into the braking zone. Just brakes too late, loses control of the car, goes through. He's actually going to get through here, but then hits Rodders on the way out the corner. Unavoidable contact there, as we're just carrying too much speed. Rightly so, gets a penalty, but then it's sportsmanly. Waits for Rodders to go through, and then goes onto the inside, lets Rodders go through, and rejoins in 8th. And now back to the race. So as we come back from that, then we've got TY in the lead of the race. He is still not pitted. He's still on the tyres that he started the race with, so he can definitely now probably do as many laps as he wants, then pit, and then go. He can nose now. He can go the rest of the race on these tyres, and also it looks like he's saving fuel as well, because his fuel's not hardly gone down, so he's probably saving fuel as well. And speaking of the devil, he's now pitted. TY into the pits, and I would imagine he'll come out still in the lead. So into the pits goes TY, hits seat 1. Let's watch seat 1, and then we'll just watch TY's icon coming out of the pits as well. He's already coming out of the pits. He's put a little tiny bit of fuel back in, but he's able to save fuel and actually go to the end now. So TY will probably definitely be able to make the end of the race now, and into the in the pits in the lead, and out of the pits in the lead. Seat 1 second. 14.8 for seat 1 is best. Bids to 16th. 6, but Neil Farmack's in the pits. He's had enough again. Doesn't feel like he's got the pace on the tyres. Bit more fuel to get into the end, and out of the pits he goes. He's going to rejoin just behind Rodders in 7th place. So Bidster's got a bit more free air now behind him, not as much pressure, so we'll see what he can do here. But Callum's catching up. Callum will be taking his theoretical 2nd place back after these pit stops, but we'll see, because seat 1's been on a roll here. 14.8 last time round for seat 1. That's a good lap time compared to Callum averaging out the 15s, but seat 1's definitely found some pace in that Jaguar. As we go down towards Sheen Curve, let's watch him through here. As we've got another car in the pits further back. Red Bull is coming out the pits from further back. There's seat 1 through Surtees, through Sterling's. We began with an S, close enough. So over the line goes TY. Obviously that was his out lap, and now he'll be on his first flyer. Seat 1 across the line. He's got 1/4 of a tank left, so he'll probably have to put fuel in at the next stop. So will Bids. Callum won't, because he's already put fuel in before, so that's probably why Callum's lap times haven't been as dazzling as the others, because he put fuel in early, so then he can actually just burn it off towards the end. So a possible strategy that could work. Key 5th, 16.3 last time round for him. There's a lot of tyre squeal there. Looks like Bidster had a bit of an issue into the braking point. Those rear tyres starting not to look their best. The left-hand tyres getting a bit more worn on that car. He'll probably try and get maybe another few laps down the line and then try and pit, because then he'll definitely get to the end, but we'll see how things go for Bids here. Sliding out the corner there for Bids on the power. There's Rodders in 6th and Neil Farmack out the pits in 7th. So let's have a look at the lap times then. So we'll see TY's first opening lap on this time, his first proper flying lap. Now he's bedded in with those tyres as we go towards the line, but I think he's still again saving fuel. He's revving the car out, but he must be on a lower fuel map or something, because he's not really got he's got good pace, but he's not like flying round. But let's see as we go over the line. Lap time, oh, I was so wrong, 14.5 for TY. So brilliant lap there for TY, and he's starting to extend his lead again as seat 1 onto a 15.7. So a couple of 14.8s for seat 1, very good lap times there, and that could be the difference that it makes to make him to go into 2nd place. But Bidster now is being caught by Callum, so Bids needs to pit again for fuel and tyres. Callum probably just for tyres the next time round, so it'll be a quicker stop for him. So even if he doesn't pass Bidster on track, he'll be able to pass him in the pits. But every single moment behind Bidster is losing time as Bids loses control out the corner and Callum stuffs it up the inside. I am not losing any more time behind you, sir. I'm going through. But he does run wide out the corner. That could be a track limits call, but still, the game will tell him if it is. And if it does, he'll have to get rid of it. But at the corner on the grass there, so just pushing hard. But he let him get away with it, so fair enough. If it lets you get away with it, then I suppose run with it. Further back we've got Neil catching up to the back of Rodders here. So Rodders in 6th, under pressure now from Neil Farmack. 1:14.9 from Neil out of the pits. Bidster, he's going to have to come into the pits this lap, I would imagine so. He would be in the pits this lap as Rodders and Neil go round, and Neil gets a fantastic run out of Hawthorne, stuffs it up the inside and towards Westfield, and straight through. Does not leave Rodders any room to turn in, and Neil stuffs the car at the inside and takes 6th place. That is how you pass. Put your car on the line where the other cars either got to turn in and hit you, or end up going wide, and that's how you do a pass. Nice work there from Neil Farmack, straight out of the 8 and centre, book of passing. Callum in the pits then from 5th, so strange pit stop, but again, probably just for tyres to get him to the end now, but he's had no fuel, so it's a very quick pit stop, and he's out already before even Neil Farmack gets round. That's because of the pit stops are so quick with the warping through the pits, which I still think is awful, but hey ho, can't have it all his own way. Look at Keith. Keith's all of a sudden coming to this as well. But remember, Bids is losing time here with the dead tyres and hardly any fuel left, so well, I suppose the longer Bidster goes, the less fuel he's got to put in, so it's sort of both things. One thing's helping him, one thing's not. The fuel's helping him because it means he's got to put less fuel in the more laps he does, but hindering him is the tyres, because the more laps he does, the more worn tyres he's on, and therefore the slower he goes. So it's weighing it up. Is it worth a pit stop to get the fuel in and put a little bit more fuel in and wait a bit longer, or is it worth staying out with the not so good pace? So and put less fuel in. So it's a two-way street, but it's whichever way you want to go. And I think Bidster should be pitting this time because the fuel looks a bit needy now. And he is. Bidster's into the pits. Here we go. Bidster in. Let's see where he rejoins. So into the pits, up onto the jacks goes the Mazda. New tyres on. Fuel's going in. You remember, he only needs enough to get to the end of the race now. There goes Neil and Callum. I think he's left it too long here. He's got to still waiting to put more fuel in. He's got to make sure he's got enough to get it to the end. And now he's out of the pits, but he's lost him a lot of time there. So, yeah, Neil Farmack goes around, but he might have to stop for a splash and dash later on. Will's finally in the pits from the medium tyres. He needs to take them off. He needs to make sure he's not on the mediums anymore, but still he'll have a massive penalty after the race due to that. And I would imagine he'll end up going to the back of the grid anyway. Even if he does finish 10th, he'll probably end up being put 10th because of the tyre infringement. We'll see how things go, but Will then, he joins in 10th. We'll look at Neil Farmack going round the corner there. And out of Westfield we go with Neil Farmack, so he's trying to stick with Callum best he can here. So let's look at the leader then. So TY is in the lead. We'll give a quick recap in a moment of this. Sorry guys, just looking at something on the laptop, just making sure I'm keeping up track with the right numbers. There we go. As we come back from that, it is TY in the lead. So TY in the lead of the race then by a country mile. So Seat 1 is in second. He's actually catching up to TY here, but remember, he's got to pit for fuel. Neil Farmack's in. So tyre change and no fuel. Oh, okay, strange one for Neil Farmack, but okay. At least he's got tyres on the car to get to the end now, unless he feels like he can get to the end on fuel. Bids has put a lot more fuel in, just wanted to be a bit more safe with it. Either that or he wanted to put more in so he can keep the engine map up and go faster. So let's see how that goes. But yeah, so we've got TY in the lead of the race. Seat 1 in second. He needs to pit because he's not got any fuel left, so I would imagine that'll be this lap. Keith's in third. He needs to pit again to get to the end of the race because of the fuel and tyres as well. Rodders has got the tyres to get to the end, but not, and the fuel. Sorry, Callum. So that's Callum, not Rodders. It's Callum. Yeah, so Callum then in fourth. He'll be passing Keith this time round, I would imagine, because Keith will either be in the pits or Callum will just pass him on pace because the pace difference is huge. That's no disrespect to Keith, but Keith's on much worn rubber and Callum's on fresh rubber. Seat 1's in and Keith's in. I was right, Keith comes in. So Callum resumes his second place then. Seat 1's in the pits. He's got fresh tyres on. He's just waiting for the fuel now. So he's got to put enough fuel in to get to the end, and he goes now. Keith's still in the pits, putting fuel in, and Seat 1 comes out just ahead of Neil Farmack in fourth place. Bids is coming up. There's Keith. There goes Bids. So Keith comes out in sixth place, but he's right where he wants to be. He's got the fresh tyres. He's got the fuel. Let's see if he can catch up to these Mazdas and have his way with them. So lap times, TY still in the 15s, 14s and 15s for TY. Callum last time round 14.8. Seat 1, third position, 140.0. Well, remember that was a pit stop lap, so average lap time would be a 15, but we'll have to see what he's like after he's done his out lap. Neil Farmack into the 17s, so not too bad for Neil Farmack, just needs to get on the pace now with those new tyres. Not sure if that fuel's going to last to the end, but we'll have to see. Bidster through in fifth, pushing hard now, 1:15.3, his best lap of the race now. So Business finally found the time to push in this race, and that's now apparently. And Keith's got to try and do the same here. But Rod is in 7th, 15-0. He's just lost too much time, especially with that mistake near the beginning of the race. Video in 8th place for Video. And we've got the two Saubers close together, Red Bull and Will. Will with a 1:15.0 here. He's on the grass. They're battling with each other here, Red Bull and Video. It's a good little battle, but it's to no avail really, because Will's going to end up in 10th place anyway, or possibly, because I've just been reading up on the rules as well, possibly a disqualification because he used the wrong tyres for more than a lap. If you put the wrong tyres on, you are given a lap to change them, which is fair enough, because sometimes you'll press the wrong button, you'll press to put the wrong tyres on, which is fair enough, but because he didn't swap immediately, he will end up probably being disqualified from the race. So while this is a fantastic battle, it's not going to really make any difference. But Will goes through into 9th, Red Bull down to 10th, but yeah, Will showing he's got some pace now, but that's only because Red Bull's got some tyre issues. Probably have to pit within the next few laps. Back to Neil Farmack in 4th, we've got Bidster in 5th, so a little bit more spread out front now. It's all about the lap time. It's all about not making a mistake, keeping your slate clean. Probably the two closest together are Seat 1 and Neil Farmack. Seat 1 on 18. Well, this will be his first lap after the pit stops actually. So 15.2 TY, 15.6 Callum, 14.7 Seat 1, 15.4 Neil Farmack, and a 16.0 for Bidster. So the weight kicking in. The weight is not helping Bidster out. So it's not helping him out one bit as Keith goes round in 6th place. 1:15.6 for Keith. Rod is a 1:15.3. Video coming up to the line now. Oh no, he's not. He's in the pits. Video's in the pits, putting up. He needs to put some more fuel in to get to the end. New tyre change. And as Red Bull's in as well. Will goes through to 8th and off the track. Video rejoins with TY's just lapped him. TY's just lapped Video there, so he's come out in a not a good place, because now he can't pass TY unless he's legitimately got the pace to pull away. So unfortunately now he's in the hands of TY, and all he can do now is follow TY through to the end, which is probably not a bad thing, because he can follow TY's pace and see what lines he's taking and try and get an idea for race 2. But Red Bull out the pits then. He's on medium tyres as well. He's on medium tyres as well. So he's got to pit this time and get rid of those medium tyres, otherwise he'll be disqualified as well. So the Sauber team looks like they need to get hold of the rule book. But yeah, TY and Video close together now. At the pits, Video with the tyres. But TY's lapped him. Through sheep curve, what a line there through for TY. Pushing like hell. Even though he's got the gap, he's still pushing. Because he's got half a lap on these boys. Easy, probably a little bit more than half a lap. Yeah, I'd say that's a good 30-second gap. As we go across the line with TY then, up and over the lines to start lap 27 of 31 here at Brands Hatch. And still in the 15.3s. Incredible stuff here by TY. A masterclass of Brands Hatch in a Group C car by TY. Callum's not doing too bad either. He's in 2nd with Seat 1 in 3rd, but again Callum can't rest because a big mistake, because Seat 1 will be on the back of him. Then we've got Neil Farmack into the 14.7s now. The Mazda getting faster and faster, but look at the fuel level. That's probably why. He'll probably have to pit for a splash and dash at some point, and that could let his teammate go through. We'll have to see how that goes, but Bidster in 5th, and he's actually been caught by Keith now. 1:16.0s for Bidster, and it's 15.7s and 6s for Keith. So Keith with the speed advantage here. Across the line, Bidster's last lap of 16.4 and a 15.7 for Keith. Keith is closing, but remember, catching up's one thing, passing's quite another. Even though Keith's got much fresher tyres and same fuel level more or less, Bidster will make that the widest Mazda he can to try and keep his 5th place. I can tell you that now. Even though it's a battle for 5th, he'll still fight the same. TY goes through with Video behind. Can Video get past TY and pull away, or will he'll probably have to sit there? He'll probably have to sit there until the end, which is a shame, but we'll see. But still, again, it could use TY to try and pull him up to the rest of them. So there's Will, as Red Bull changed tyres off the medium tyres, he's going to go round. So Red Bull will probably end up getting disqualified from this race as well, or with a major penalty. So no medium tyres for Red Bull either. So medium tyres being used by Red Bull, which is against the rules in this championship. It's soft or hard only. So both Saubers looking like they're heading the way of a disqualification here, which is not good news for that team, because they're that low on the leaderboard that they don't need a 0 score. Neil Farmack in 4th place into the pits, splash and dash. Might as well put new tyres on while he's at it as well, because then he might be able to get back past the cars that are just about to pass him. He comes out of the pits, that's enough fuel to get to the end, and he's got fresh rubber. Keith and Bidster, well, Bidster definitely have got fresh rubber. They've both got the same fuel as Neil Farmack, but they need to now concentrate on what they're doing. Let's see if Neil Farmack can take some pressure off Bidster. Rodder's in the pits from 7th place. Quick tyre change. Just because his tyres were dying. Didn't want to have dying tyres towards the end because he didn't want to be caught snapping. But Will's into the pits finally. But he's into the pit. Well, Will's into the pits. But yeah, quick tyre change and back out. No fuel needed because he's got too much in already. But yeah, a disastrous race for Sauber here. Now, will Red Bull pit and get rid of these medium tyres or not? Nope, still going round. So Red Bull on the medium tyres at the end of the race as well. So I'm just reading up again, guys. I'm just reading the rules here. Just bear with me a moment. Here we go. Yep. So both Saubers will be disqualified from this race because of the tyre infringement. So because they've used the medium tyres in the race, and you are given a lap to get rid of them if you accidentally press the wrong button for the tyres. But they've both gone round multiple laps before replacing the tyres, so they will be disqualified from this race. So unfortunately Will and Red Bull will be disqualified from the results. So very sad to hear, but that is unfortunately how the rules are in this championship, and that's how it goes. So if you don't conform to the regulations, then all the rules, then you end up getting you're getting your wrist slapped. So yeah, so that's what they're getting. They're getting a big wrist slap by getting the DQ. So meanwhile, TY's about to start his penultimate lap of the race here at Brands Hatch in the Nissan, followed by Video, who's lapped. So TY then on to lap 30 of 31. Callum and Seat closing up on each other. Callum on dead soft tyres. Will it be worth pitting and getting a quick walk through the pits for fresh tyres and try and get him back on the last 2 laps? He's going to have to, because he's gone wide and Seat 1 goes round the outside of him. 2nd place is now Seat 1's after 1 mistake from Callum. And remember, Seat 1 will probably now pull away, but he's got to watch the fuel level. Fuel versus tyres here at Brands Hatch. Seat goes round, Callum goes round. So Seat 1's probably going to have to save fuel on these last couple of laps, so he might be able to get to the end. But Callum, he's got plenty of fuel, but he's got no tyres left to respond. Meanwhile, Bidster, Keith and Neil. Neil's right on the back of the Nissan and the Mazda. This race is it's about to hot up again. As we go over the line, 4th, 5th and 6th, within a second of each other. Lap times 16.7, 16.2, 14.2 for Neil Farmack up the inside of Keith. 3 wide into the corner. Neil Farmack takes them both. Keith goes back down the inside, and Bidster's a big loser in that. Keith hip and shoulder to Neil Farmack. Bang, bang, bang. Stay back there. He's bullying him now. As we go out the corner, Neil gets a good run. Keith is ahead. Bidster's gone back down to 6th place. He's wondering, where the hell did you come from? Bidster trying to have a go at his teammate. Can't do it. What a remarkable little battle this is, but Keith not afraid to get his elbows out for a change. Usually Keith's Captain Cautious Keith, we like to call him, but in this one he's not being cautious, he's throwing it to the wind. Neil Farmack up the inside. Oh, no way through. Keith shuts the door in his face. As we go down to Westfield now, this race is just about getting to the maximum heat level. Any more it's going to boil over. Yes, I used a cooking reference and I'm commentating, I don't care. But that's how excited I am. I'm having to think of references out the box. That far out the box, you're not even near the box. But on the last lap is TY. He's already halfway around. He's coming up to lap someone else now. Who's that? Oh, it's Video. He's let Video go through. So he's done the honourable thing of letting Video go through. But a bit late now. So TY through. Seat 1, 2nd place. Callum dead tyres in 3rd. Keith 4th. Bidster can't do anything now. He's got too much dead tyres and he can't do anything. Oh, he's lost it. Oh, Bidster's lost it out of Paddock Hill Bend. He was pushing too hard on the old rubber. And now it's left to his teammate to defend Mazda's honour, to try and get back that 4th place after as well and truly bullied by Keith. But you can't blame him, as Keith. Karma hits Keith and he goes off the track. He's on the grass. And oh, he just gets too much power on out the corner, hits the curb, and with the power on, and round he goes, and down to 6th place. But oh, we've just missed it. TY's that far ahead, we missed him cross the line. But TY wins an epic race at Brands Hatch. What a masterclass from TY. Masterclass of the field. Congratulations to TY. And the cars he's lapped, Will has finished. He got lapped, but remember, he will be disqualified from the race, as will Red Bull. But the rest of the race isn't done yet, because Seat 1's coming up for 2nd place here. 2nd place is going to be Seat 1. Well done, Seat, in the Jaguar. Didn't expect 2nd place in the Jaguar around here, but well done. Callum in 3rd after the dead tyres, so Callum down to 3rd. Couldn't hold on. Neil Farmaker's going to take a well-deserved 4th. Good strategy and good pace overall on average. Good one for Neil Farmaker. He takes 4th. Meanwhile, Bidster's ahead of Keith, obviously, because he passed him on that lap. And now it's a battle to the line. Keith gets a good run as we go towards the line. Bidster defends the inside. And it's going to be Bidster from Keith. 5th and then 6th. Brilliant race by them. And it's going to be Rodders rounding off the 7 in 7th. And then it's going to be Video in 8th place. But what a race that was. So Rodders in 7th across the line in the Porsche. And Video's going to be the 8th, the last of the people on the same lap. What a race that was. Absolutely fantastic to watch and commentate on. And we will now take you to the second half of the race replays for you now. Here's the replays from the second half. Okay, here's the replays of the second half then. So here's, it's near the end of the race now, so they're on board with Bidster. Let's have a look at what happened between Keith and Neil then. The hashtag bullying in this is Neil goes down the inside with Keith as well. Bidster goes very wide, then Keith gets the inside and comes across, bang, hits Neil and doesn't leave any room to rejoin. Stuffs him on the grass and takes his way through into 4th place. What a race. And again we go on board with Bidster out of the corner. We've just seen him down the straight now. Watch this. Neil goes to the outside and Keith just comes across. No way, Jose. And then Bidster helps his teammate out, gives him a little nudge to help him go through, but Keith is having none of it and shuts the door in his face. And now here's the final quick replay of what happened to Keith. So into the corner and just gets on the power on the curb and loses control and into the wall, and Neil Farmack takes 5th place. And then if we go on board with Bidster, we can see Keith rejoining there, and then he'll be back to see us soon. And I was right, he's back to see us soon, and Keith is right on the back of Bidster now into the last corner as we go towards the line. Look at the run he's got. And Bidster's got to try and get every gear change here to work perfectly as Keith goes to the outside but can't get enough to get across the line. Bidster hits the rev limiter over the line to try and get as far as he can. But it is Bidster in 5th, Keith in 6th. And as we come back from that, we will now take you to the results. Okay everyone, here's the results from that then. So it's TY who takes victory by a dominant 27 seconds. Brilliant win for TY. Seat 1 in 2nd in the Jaguar, and it's 3rd for Callum. And then it's 4th for Neil Farmack ahead of his teammate Bidster in 5th. Then it's 6th for Keith. Rodders finishes in 7th ahead of Video in 8th, who's the last classified finisher because Will and Red Bull get disqualified for using the medium tyres for more than one lap. So then it's TY with the fastest lap with a 1:13.7. So we come back from the results then, and there is your winner, TY, in the blue Nissan there, the number 1. Well done to TY. Fantastic dominant performance. Never seen such a masterclass in getting a gap and running away with it. Brilliant job from TY. And we'll see you guys next time for race 2, which I can tell you is just going to be just as exciting as this one. So we'll see you for that, guys. Take care. Thank you for watching another race by LPB Racing. Don't forget to like, subscribe and leave your comments down below. Next time it'll be race 2 from Brands Hatch.